Good morning. Welcome to a day in my life as a part-time artist with a day job. So I already had my first meeting this morning. So here is a accurate replay of my morning. Okay, now that my 9 a.m. meeting is done, let's go make a coffee. Here's my setup. I had to clear my desk because there was just so many things on it. It was stressing me out. I really need to get a mouse pad. I've been using this mailer because I got a new desk and this is like too smooth, so my mouse doesn't work on it. This is my work laptop and this is like my personal laptop, and then I use an HDMI cable to connect it to this monitor, and I usually just work on this one screen. It's like not the best, but it works, so that is what I do. Okie dokie. It is 12:15 right now. I had an hour meeting with my boss. We are doing a town hall next week, so that is usually like a bigger production. So been prepping for that, creating the webinar for it, doing like some graphics for it. My work definitely changes week by week, but that's what I'm focusing on this week. And I'm starving right now, so I'm going to make some food and then do a little bit of work on my laptop. And I always try to take an hour lunch break, and during that I like to try to do some art stuff during that lunch break. So I am going to pack a couple orders. If I have time after packing orders, I do want to take like a 30-minute walk and go to the post office and drop those orders off. I do have a meeting at 1, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do all that before 1, so I might just eat right now, do work until 1 o'clock, and then take my lunch break after that meeting. This changes like day by day. There's sometimes things that come up in the morning that I have to finish, so usually I will take lunch anytime in between 11 p.m. and 2 p.m. Like sometimes I take it at 2. So it really just depends on the day. I'm gonna do like a buffalo turkey wrap. I have a little bit left of this buffalo sauce, so I'm gonna do that, and this is like the easiest lunch ever, so that is what we're doing. It's the only, okay, I would use like spinach or something, but the only green stuff I have is this huge bag of kale, so I'm gonna use that. I'm just using olive oil and like a little bit of salt because this is already salty. So I'm gonna do that. Ooh. Spinach herb wrap. Delicious wrap.
I'm a customer experience specialist here at Monday.com, and I've supported thousands of marketing and creative clients to be successful with Monday.com. So, what will we cover today?
That was actually so good. Finished the whole thing, and I love cherries so much. They just remind me of summer and my grandpa. I remember like when I was little, we would be on the boardwalk with him, and then he would be like spitting cherry pits on the boardwalk, and then we'd be like, no, like you're not allowed to do that. Like you can't just spit them out on the boardwalk. Anyways, it's 1 o'clock right now. Oops, sorry, but camera died. Is 1:51 right now. Just got out of that one meeting, and I'm going to take my lunch, my actual lunch break right now, like an actual hour break. Use that time to pack up orders and then head over to the post office so I could get a little bit of walking in today. Today is actually a very heavy meeting day, so like half of my day is filled up in meetings and the other half I've been trying to like do stuff in between. But really, when I have a lot of meetings back to back, it's really hard for me to continually work, like starting and stopping. So I'm just trying to do little things in between each meeting. I am going to come back to my desk at 2:45, and then I'm in meetings from 3 to 5 p.m. But I did pretty much finish all the work I had to get done today, so that is good. So looks like right at 5 I'm going to be able to log off today. Changed so I didn't look like a total mess walking to the post office, but we're gonna drop off these 3 orders, take my hot girl walk. Yeah, let's leave my room. Oh my god, this one guy was walking 3 corgis and it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. They were literally so cute in all different colors too. Hello. Hello. Need to send one last email. And we are done with the day. Closing my laptop. I try to be as strict as possible and end at 5 p.m. every day. And I try not to check my email until like the morning, unless it's like something super important, but there's nothing pressing that needs my attention. I am done with work. And my boyfriend got me a slice of pizza. Look how big this pizza is. So I'm gonna eat this now. I actually need to respond to some emails for By Kitty Mai right now. So I'm gonna actually do that and then eat my pizza. Usually I try to do like my art stuff right after work because I feel like, okay, I'm just going to get everything done first and then I can chill. But today's one of those days where I'm a little sleepy. I've been in meetings all day, so I'm just gonna lay here and watch YouTube for like an hour or watch TikTok for an hour, whichever. And then eventually I'm gonna get up and do some drawing because drawing is kind of like a de-stressor for me too. But I just need to gather the energy first, and that pizza did not help. That pizza was very large and now it made me a little sleepy actually. Time to sit in bed and watch YouTube. My favorite part of the day. I was just on TikTok for like 2 hours. Hello friends, I thought I'd do a little Q&A voiceover while I paint, and I asked you guys some questions over on Instagram, so let's answer some. And I feel like I really do Q&A, so this is going to be super fun. First, I got a couple questions on what I do for work, and I literally just realized that I didn't mention it at all during this first video, so I'm sorry. So, answering it now, I'm a marketing associate at a small insurance company. So, super exciting. But all jokes, I don't really mind my day job. One, because it pays the bills, lol. And two, my day-to-day responsibilities include a little bit of creative work like graphic design or email campaigns or marketing materials, and then creating employee communication, stuff like that. So it's really not that bad. It does get stressful at times though, and I don't see myself being in the insurance industry for long. I kind of accidentally fell into it during the start of COVID, but I guess we'll see where life takes me right now because I'm not even sure. So next, I got a lot of questions on how I manage my time between working full time and art and YouTube, which I don't know if I have a clear answer for. I feel like my days are really jumbled, but I really, really try to plan ahead as much as I can. That's like my one advice. I have my Notion content calendar that really helps, but obviously I can't get as much done in a week as someone who is a full-time artist. And I've really come to terms with the fact that things will take me a bit longer, but breaking tasks up into smaller chunks really, really helps. For example, for a YouTube video, I'll break up filming, editing, thumbnails, posting, etc. over the course of a week or two. So I'm not doing all of that at one time, really breaking it into chunks so I could get it done. And I think this varies from person to person too. So really don't feel discouraged if you don't feel like you can do art all the time. Working a full-time job literally sucks all the energy out of you, and really it's okay to take a break and step away from art or social media for a few days if it feels like a chore or something that you are forcing yourself to do. Like, don't do that. That will just make you not want to make art. So really everyone is different in this like time management, balancing a full-time job and art. So yeah, that's it on that. So Ranger Collective asks, are you an extrovert? What do you do to recharge? Yes, I am an extrovert. I don't know if you have been able to guess that. I love talking to people and being constantly busy. I think this relates to what I just said about how balancing a job looks different for everyone. I find doing art and social media to be recharging. Like, I love sharing my silly little videos and talking to you guys, but someone who is an introvert might find that a lot more challenging. I'm sorry if I mess up your names, but Painting with Petron asks, how are you really? LOL, I'm actually feeling good, really. I'm currently at a farm retreat for the weekend, and it's a really nice break from everything. Of course, I'm editing this video right now, so like, is it really much a retreat? But I'm having a great time and the animals are really cute. French 75 Studio asks, how many followers did you have before you launched your shop? So this is a really interesting question. I think I was around 1 to 3K, I want to say. It was the summer of 2020. And I remember I did my first Draw This in Your Style and announced the winners on my birthday for my first ever shop update. And I held a small pop-up shop in my backyard in college for my friends. It was really fun and like obviously COVID safe. I think you can really open your shop at any point. Like, definitely start small. Don't invest like hundreds and thousands of dollars into it. You could definitely start small with some stickers or something. That isn't a huge investment, and you could really grow your shop from there. I don't think it hurts at all to try, as long as like you are financially able to do it. I'm really don't spend like too much money in the beginning, and it really takes time to grow your following and your shop and your orders. And it took me 2 years to get to the point where I am now. So yeah, don't feel discouraged if you start, and I think you can start anytime. Kyler Doohy asks, how many things on average do you hold yourself to a day? Ooh, okay, this varies. I usually will make a list for the week on what I have to do art-wise, not for my day job, and I try to finish that list within the week. This way I don't feel as bad if I didn't get to it on a particular day. So I'd say it's one thing a day probably, and that one thing could be finishing a few chapters for my book club, making a piece in my sketchbook, or editing a video. It really, really varies. Like, it could be really small or really big. And okay, next question. Raish Bronston asked, do you ever feel boxed in as an artist on social media? All right, this is a cool question. Yes. Yes. Especially when it feels like these days the algorithm is dictating what it wants. I really try not to think about it too much and create the stuff I want to make. Like my art kind of spans a bunch of different mediums. We have like digital stuff, traditional stuff, and video. So I try to remind myself to post for me and not the algorithm or for other people. And that has done really well for me. Like I feel good about the stuff I'm posting, and it's not stuff that I don't like. Gian Jessica 97 asked, do you like K-pop? I'm definitely a passive K-pop listener, but when I do listen to it, I like it. I'm definitely like a K-pop newbie, so I only know the big artists like BTS and Blackpink. I know I need to get more into K-pop, and if you could give me some recommendations, I would love you. Les Mietes, I'm sorry, I'm like butchering these names, asks indoor plant recs for a beginner, please. Yes, thank you for letting me talk plants. For a beginner, I recommend plants that don't require too much care. Snake plants are a great option. There's so many different types of snake plants that come in all different colors and patterns, and I rarely have to take care of mine. So that one is a really easy one. Or any type of pothos. Those are like those nice viney hanging ones. They grow really easily. They could just be grown in water, and they like shoot out so many leaves, and they really aren't too fussy. Okay, it looks like I'm running out of time, so the last question is from XOXO Chan Su. Asks, what are your favorite art supplies? Currently rediscovering my water-based gouache from Winsor & Newton. I don't know, it's just so nice, like being able to blend it and like reactivate it with water. Those are the ones I'm using here. And love anything that adds texture like crayons and colored pencils. And I've recently been super into my black ink liners, especially. Really like those. But yeah, that is it for all the questions. I'm gonna go do another Q&A over on Patreon. So head over there if you'd like to submit questions for that video or watch that video. I don't know when that's gonna go up, but yeah, thank you for watching the video and joining me on my day. This is pretty much like an average day. I did think I did a lot more art than I usually do, but I got really into painting this day. So it is what it is. Like some days we get really into painting and other days I don't do any painting at all. But yeah, thank you for hanging out, and I will see you in the next video.